Hey my loves, bienvenidos, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Kiki, also known as Chris, and if you're new, welcome. It's always good to have new supporters. So today I'm doing a little bit of a collection video on my eyeshadow palettes. I don't have as many as a lot of girls, and most of these, well, yeah, most of these are store brand or one smaller brand products, but I really do like a lot of these. I just don't reach for a lot of them, and my goal this year is to try to get through as many as possible. So I'm going to declutter the ones that I don't use, which will probably be a few. And if you guys want to see that, make sure that you check out my little collection video and keep on watching. Okay, so the first one is going to be this Milani eyeshadow palette. It's very tiny. This is one of the first palettes that I got. I got into makeup about 2 years ago. Really, I've worn makeup since I was very young, but I got more into makeup. This is the Milani palette, and it's really cute. I love the colors, but I don't really reach for it, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this palette. Unfortunately, the blue I couldn't get to blend how I wanted to. This is number 6, Vital Brights, and I just couldn't get the blue to really blend out for me, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this palette. The next one is the Morphe 12P Picasso palette. It's a beautiful palette, and I'm absolutely going to keep this. This was expensive here in Ecuador. I know it's not that expensive in the States, but it's expensive here, so I'm going to keep this. It is a beautiful palette. I'm showing it like it's shimmering, but it's not. But it's gorgeous, and I love the neon color, so I'm definitely going to keep this palette. This is the 12P Picasso. The next palette is the BH Cosmetics Bronze Paradise palette. Now, I did buy this palette for, I love that blue color, and I love the highlighter, so I don't think I'm ready to get rid of it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one for sure, because I love the highlighter, and I love the bronzer, and I love that blue in that like burgundy like color. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this for now, and we shall see for how long I'll keep it for. That is this one. This one is the Alamar Cosmetics palette, and it's gorgeous. I just got this as a gift from one of my friends, and I'm absolutely going to keep this palette. It's gorgeous. I haven't used it as much as I want to, so I'm obviously going to keep it. It's a beautiful palette, and its swatch is gorgeous. I mean, the colors are just amazing, and I will definitely keep this. I will not be decluttering that one. Absolutely not. The next one is the Beauty Creations, and if you guys know me and you're familiar with my channel, the Beauty Creations Tease Me palette, which is gorgeous. I bought it right when it came out, and I have not used it as much as I would like, but I definitely want to use it more. This is what it looks like, and I like it a lot. It does have some very glittery ones, some shimmery ones, and some mattes. They are gorgeous. Let me go ahead and swatch this for you so you can see it is beautiful. It's very pigmented. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this palette as well. Okay, so the next one is going to be this other Beauty Creations palette that I have. It is the Nudes palette. And this is another one of the first palettes that I got. It's very pretty. It has a lot of different colors. I mean, a lot of different nude colors, and it's really, really cute. But I don't reach for it that often, so I'm going to be decluttering this one as well. I'm not going to be keeping this. Unfortunately, I just don't reach for it that often, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in the declutter pile. Probably won't declutter too many, but that one is definitely going to be decluttered. The next one is this Bebe Ultimate Glam palette. This was the first big real palette that I ever got. And it's really, really pretty. My husband got it for me. The blushes are gorgeous, and I do like it a lot. But because I have all the other palettes and I really don't reach for it that often, I'm going to be sadly decluttering this as well. I said that I wasn't going to declutter it, but I am going to go ahead and pass this palette down for sure. But it's gorgeous. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I have so many palettes that I reach for. So that is the Bebe Ultimate Glam palette. Another one is this Royale's Bad Habit palette. I'm going to be keeping this. I just got this. It's one of my newest palettes. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this. I've only played with it a very little bit, so I'm not going to be getting rid of it. I'll be keeping it. I want to play more around with this color right here, in this color here as well, and this one, of course. So I'm going to be keeping that, and I'm going to be doing some looks with this palette coming up soon. The next one is this Makeup Revolution Love the Revolution palette. I'm going to keep this because I like the highlighter, and I haven't got to keep it. I mean, I haven't got to use it that much, so I do want to keep this. It came free with my order, but this is a really, really pretty highlighter, so I do want to keep it. Let me go ahead and swatch it for you so you can see. It's very, very pretty. It's very powdery. It's just like the perfect shimmer, so I want to keep it and give it a little bit of a try. I know it's not picking up. There you go. I'm giving it a little bit of a try before I actually get rid of it. The next one is the Okalon Natural Eyeshadow Palette. This is what that looks like. I'm going to be keeping this because sometimes I use these shimmers. It's coming out already, as you can see. Sometimes I use these shimmers for eye looks, like as Halloween and stuff like that. So I know we're far from Halloween, but if I need like a really good shimmer, I jump into this palette, and they're very pigmented. So let me show you how this one comes out. It's very, very pretty. The color, they blend wonderful. They're very blendable. So I do like them. I like Okalon products. So I'm definitely going to be keeping that one as well. The next one is the Zulu by Juvia's Place. You guys know I'm going to be keeping this palette. I haven't played with it nearly as much as I would like to. It's a gorgeous palette. It's got beautiful colors. And it reminds me a little bit of the 12P Picasso, but I would have to say I like this one more. It's more blendable, and I just like the color variation more in this palette. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this one as well. This one is new. I have not opened it yet. I need to do a swatching video on it. Okay, so this is the Aphrodite palette, which this is gorgeous. I'm not going to dip into this right now because I still need to do a swatching video with this palette. I know, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of swatching videos, but not with me, you haven't. So stay tuned. I'm going to swatch this beautiful baby on camera for you guys. So make sure you stay on the lookout for that. But I'm definitely keeping that, obviously. I just broke the seal on the box, so I'm definitely keeping this palette. The next one is this Okalon Double Exposure palette. It says it's a neutral eyeshadow palette, but it's not neutral at all. This is what she looks like. I'm going to be decluttering this palette as well. I am not going to be keeping this one. It's not that I don't like it. Like I said, I just have similar colors, and I just, let me show you the pigmentation on here. It's very pretty. It does have pretty colors. I just don't use it that often. So it is a really pretty palette. I'm just not reaching for it often at all. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one also. This is one of my babies. It is Beauty Creation. You guys know I love Beauty Creations. Like I said, if you've been on my channel for a long time, you know that Beauty Creations is like my thing. When they come out with a new palette, I want it. This is the Sugar Sweets palette. There's my ugly mug. We're going to try to keep that out of the camera. This is the Sugar Sweets palette. It smells awesome. It's a really beautiful palette, and I definitely am going to keep this. Let me go ahead and swatch one of them for you so you can see. It's beautiful. It's very pigmented. It has gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous colors, and I'm going to be keeping this because this is one of my favorites, and I literally whined for this palette, so I'm definitely going to be keeping. Never drop anything. This is the Beauty Creations 35 Pro palette, and this is in Emma, which I know they came out with a new Emma palette. I'm not very happy with this palette, but I'm not going to get rid of it because it's fairly new, and I may declutter and try to sell it because all I've done was swatch it, but it's barely touched. I mean, this palette has barely been touched, barely been used. And I love this palette. It's gorgeous. I just didn't find it very blendable, which really sucks. But I'm really not sure what I'm going to be doing with this. So this is going to go in like a maybe pile, and we shall see what I'll do with this palette because I'm not 100% sure yet. This is the Beauty Creations Barely Nude eyeshadow palette. This is a pretty palette, but I do not reach for it that often, so I am probably going to go ahead and declutter this as well. I like it, like I said, but I don't really need it because I have so many colors that look similar to this, and I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one also. And that is the Barely Nude by Beauty Creation. Now, I'm not decluttering because I don't like these products. I'm decluttering because I don't really reach for them. So just keep that in mind. This is the Carly Biebel palette, the deluxe edition. Of course, I'm keeping this palette. I just recently got this, so I'm definitely going to be keeping it. You guys can see that this palette is loved. I do dip into this palette a lot, so I'm definitely going to be keeping it. It has these beautiful colors down here. It looks quite messy. I don't know why, but I'm definitely going to be using this up. I want to use a lot of these palettes for the new year, and I want to try a no-buy palette for the year. So wish me luck on that, but I'm definitely going to be keeping this palette because it is gorgeous. This one is the Okalon Matte, I don't know if that says Solar palette or whether that's supposed to say eyeshadow palette. Solar. And it is a very pretty eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be keeping this because I love these colors. These are my favorites. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this. This is a dupe for one of the Lime Crime palettes, and it's actually very beautiful. Let me swatch. My hand is full of swatches. Let me go ahead and swatch that for you so you guys can see it. Look how pigmented that is. And it's not only pigmented, it blends like a dream. It blends gorgeous. It's not like chalky or anything. It's beautiful. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this. And this is a palette that I would definitely recommend. It does have some fallout, but it's definitely worth it as far as the dupe for the Lime Crime palette. So this is the Solar Matte eyeshadow palette. Definitely keep it. This one I am unsure about is the Supernova by BH Cosmetics. And it's a beautiful palette, and it has really pretty colors in it, but I haven't reached for this much at all, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it or declutter, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be keeping it. I have to really figure it out. It's pretty, I just don't reach for it, and I don't go that shimmery, and they're baked, so I'm probably going to be decluttering this also. And that is the Supernova palette by BH Cosmetics. This one is the Element of Surprise. 1 second, let me get this out. The Element of Surprise by ColourPop. This is the only ColourPop palette I have, so you guys know that I'm keeping this one. It's a beautiful palette. I like it a lot. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to be keeping this because I wasn't able to buy a lot of ColourPop ones here in Ecuador. So I definitely want to keep this palette. Everything is double here, so it's like these, what I paid for these are like name brand products, which we pay in the States, so it's ridiculous. This is the Beauty Creations Butterfly palette. If you guys cannot tell, I love Beauty Creations. This is what it looks like. I am not 100% sure, but I think I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this one because I need some neutrals, and I like these colors right here that I haven't got to play with at all. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this palette because it does have some colors that I haven't got to play with. The next one is the Beauty Creations Irresistible palette. I needed this palette when it first came out. I was like, I have to have it, I have to have it. And I got it. It's a very, very pretty palette. It is pigmented. It is supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, but so is the Royale, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be keeping that either. Let me try and do a swatch for you so you can see how it looks. It is pretty, but it looks a little bit chalky. No, maybe it's because I haven't used it in a while. Okay, now it's blending up a lot better. And it's a beautiful palette. It's pigmented. Yeah, it's not chalky. It fixed that up. I'll retract my statement. It's very soft, very like a buttery feel. And I like it a lot, so I'm probably going to go ahead and hold on to this one also because it is a decent palette. And last but not least is my Dirty Hands All Over, the beautiful Jack Dunhill palette, which I am definitely not giving away. This I'm going to definitely keep. This is I only have 2 Morph palettes, which is a 12P and this one. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this. And that is it. I'm going to show you the ones that I decided to declutter. These are the ones that I am keeping. Obviously, I'm keeping these ones. And I am decluttering these ones right here. So I did pretty good with the decluttering part. I got rid of 6 palettes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and to tap that bell so you can be notified of future videos. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching. Muchos besos. Mwah. I love you guys so much.